In 10 years, you get to know someone. You get comfortable. That's how the voters and farmers feel about Mississippi 3rd Congressional District Representative Greg Harper. Known for its poultry producers, farmers spoke to Congressman Harper, and he listened. However, Congressman Harper will step down at the end of 2018. Enter 8 candidates vying to fill Harper's office in November. They'll need to win the June primaries first. And what better time to introduce those stumping through the 24 counties of the 3rd District than to have them meet all in one place?
That's one of the purposes of us being here, is to let them know how important agriculture is to the 3rd Congressional District. I think it's one of the most heavily populated poultry industry districts in the United States, and just being able to make sure and they understand how important that will be once they're elected in Washington, and the things they'll have to be working on, I think is tremendously important tonight.
So with the help of the Mississippi Cattlemen's Association, the Mississippi Forestry Association, the Mississippi Loggers Association, the Mississippi Poultry Association, and the Catfish Farmers of Mississippi, each candidate was given 10 minutes to explain why they should be the next congressman from Mississippi. And while a full house in Sparkman Auditorium at the Mississippi Agricultural Museum got to hear from all 8 candidates, most across the district did not. So Mississippi Farm Bureau Federation talked to each one for you. Michael A. Cox grew up on a farm and served his country in the Navy.
So the one thing that I really want to make sure that is the takeaway from me is that I've held a hoe in my hand. I know what it takes. I've gotten up at 3:30 in the morning and went home and showered, went to school, come back and did it again, so I understand that. As far as for the bills and the things of that nature that are passed, I absolutely support the whatever it is that helps the farmer the most. And that's where you guys come in to help me make those best decisions.
Acox will face off with Michael Ted Evans in the Democratic primary. Evans is a state representative from Kemper County.
We are the chicken capital of the world in the 3rd Congressional District, and that's so important to the Mississippi economy because it's about a $2 or $3 billion industry here in the state, and that's why we got to protect our poultry industry, and plus our row crop farmers and all.
Switching to the Republican race, things get a little more crowded. 6 candidates attended the forum at the Ag Museum, all with different backgrounds of expertise. From Brookhaven, Sally Doty is a state legislator and an attorney.
I wanted the folks here tonight to realize the experience that I've already had in the Mississippi Senate and that I have worked on these issues. I'm tried and true. We had, I think, really 3 or 4 really major bills this year, legislation that directly related to farm issues, and I'm used to working on those. I've been a supporter of ag issues in Mississippi and will continue to be one in D.C.
Candidate Morgan Dunn is from McGee, graduated from the University of Mississippi, and owns her own business, a healthcare consulting firm.
Just one nugget, because I used to talk across the United States, specifically about rural. And I think the most impactful thing that I would like people to understand is my fight for rural outweighs everything else. Because if we can get rural stabilized, whatever, ag, health, education, infrastructure, those are what make rural towns work, small America work. And if we can get rural successful, the rest of the country is going to be successful. So that's the key piece I wanted them to take away is my rural background, my rural passion.
Michael Guest is the current district attorney for Madison and Rankin counties in central Mississippi, is a Brandon native, and graduated from Mississippi State.
I married the farmer's daughter, and so I have a resource right there at the dinner table each and every day that can give me good advice on what our agriculture needs are in this state. And I can promise you that the concerns of our farmers, they're my concerns. Their issues are my issues, and that they will find no one who will work harder and fight for them than I.
Whit Hughes played on the Final Four basketball team at Mississippi State. He is the Chief Development Officer for Baptist Health Systems.
Agriculture and natural resources are the backbone of our state. Just pick one of the industries that fall under that umbrella, and you can look around this 3rd district and see communities that revolve around ag and natural resources. So, I've been campaigning for 12 weeks now. I've been campaigning hard in all 24 counties, having a lot of discussions with voters about ag and natural resources, and making it clear that in Congress I want to be a champion in this area. and do whatever I can to support families and small business owners.
Perry Parker is a Covington County native. He started his own business and now runs his family's cattle farm with his brother.
I want them to know that I am a farmer. The lessons I've learned in the cattle business, really from my brothers and on the cattle farm, I took around the world and was fortunate to make some money, and it's time for me to give back to the industry and the place that made me, and that's why I'm running.
Catherine Tate has worked as a teacher and administrator for 25 years.
I love animals, I love gardening, and I love the farming community. There's just something very pure about it, very traditional about it, very original about farming. So when Justin contacted me and I had an opportunity to speak and introduce myself to the farmers, I was just all in.
The Democratic and Republican primaries will be held June 5th with the general election on November 6th. Please register to vote and let your voice be heard in this important election.